Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Lara, a clinical pharmacist specializing in functional medicine, as well as a certified yoga teacher and Reiki master. I run a truly integrative health coaching practice encompassing functional medicine lab testing, yoga and meditation, and a sprinkling of Reiki energy medicine. Join me here on Light Body Radio to break through your health plateau and come into alignment with your natural vitality. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Light Body Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Lara May, and today I have with me Angelina Sun. She is a global cellular health entrepreneur and founder of Enlightened Wellness Generation, working with redox signaling technology and those products. She's on a mission to make the world look into health with a more proactive perspective. She is also a vegan, self-development junkie, freelance architect, and hip-hop dancer. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Lara, and hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, I am excited to hear about your story and how you came to be so passionate about redox signaling. And so tell us about that, and then we'll get more into specifics about what redox signaling is.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Lara. Yes, I would say my family have always been very holistic health minded. My parents and me, we started following a spiritual master about 14, 15 years ago. And we all started the vegan diet and the meditation back then. So I'm all about holistic healing and didn't really have a idea, okay, we're being very health minded, but of course you watch your diet and it's not a very popular idea at that time. So there we go. I always have a piece of passion towards looking into health and just in general really pay attention to our health. And my parents were blessed with great health before, and we're from mainland China. We moved from China to the States 10 years ago. And my parents run a pretty successful business, and they wanted me to study abroad. They also wanted to retire somewhere else back then. So the move was planned. But what happened is back then it was a 2008 and the downturn, and very dramatically. But my parents literally lost the business before the move, unfortunately. So it's a huge plan change then. Then we moved to a new country with almost just 3 suitcases. And my parents started having some health issues showing because we found my dad started having depression because he lost his life work, and he very much emotionally shut it down. That led to his dementia in his early 50s. My mom started building a small business, small nail salon with her friend to support me through architecture school, and she paid our San Francisco rent. she was definitely breaking her back. And also, fun fact, just try to make people can imagine it's actually harder because my mom didn't have the time to go learn English first to adapt, but she just had to. So I really respect what she did, but that also made me witness her health started slipping down day by day. So I was in a very devastated situation, and I have to say, I also had a skin challenge at that time. I had a full face acne breakout. It was all over my face. I went to clinical treatment for it for about a year. And to a point, I think I remember my mom was too tired. She literally went black out a couple of times on the way home. And I just was thinking, wow, I had to find something for my parents. This is getting worse. I cannot delay anymore. So to answer your question, I literally found the technology I'm currently working with, the company, online myself when I was searching out. And the technology was featured on Huffington's Post and the Forbes magazine, redox signaling molecules. And I'm not a scientific person. I totally do believe I was kind of guided to it, if people know, following their gut feeling. And I didn't yeah, it didn't mean a thing to my brain, redox molecules. I'm just like, it feels right. I'm just gonna look it up. Because I
Mhm.
remember Huffington's Post said these are 5 emerging technologies that will shape human beings' future. And I look it up. Then it really caught my attention because I am a firm believer that our body is really a little universe right here. It's intelligent, it self-regulates. Our body has amazing self-healing power and it knows what to do, knows how to heal ourselves. We just need to know that and get aligned with it. So I
Mhm.
love the idea that those redox molecules basically this product is considered as a bioreplenishment, which means we already have those molecules in every cell of our body. And they are very critical cellular messengers that guarantee the cellular communication. And actually, for a body to function healthy, to keep you healthy and run smoothly, all the cells and the whole body are actually talking to each other, sending signals to each other. That's how they work together. What
Mhm.
happened is that we started naturally losing those molecules around puberty, whatever you call it, aging. We're wearing down this body, so the cellular breaking down inside on the micro level is happening. But on the outside, it's showing, okay, you're getting aged easily, you're getting sick more easily. Also, because the environmental toxicity and our lifestyle, all those things these days. So, we're naturally losing those redox molecules. That's why actually it's a real reason why human body are getting sick and aging. Anyhow, I was like, whoa, this is so aligned with what I always believe in. You know, our body really designed to function at another level, and this really seems like the missing link. So of course we took a leap of faith and well, long story short, we actually stay on the product just as users for at least 3 years before I commit to the business, before I actually had time to think about anything else. Because I graduated, I was just busy with architecture and thinking about, oh my God, I want to retire my mom. You know, my family is on me right now, working really hard. But really, meanwhile, I saw my family's health transformed. And I will start being compliant here. And I have to make a disclaimer ASEA does not treat or cure anything. Um,
Mhm.
and it just really empower your body's own self-healing power to heal you, to keep you well. So my dad's memory issue, the cognitive issue, really the signs are all gone pretty much. That's what I was very surprised to see because that was our most stressful situation. Couldn't imagine, okay, if it gets worse, what's going to happen. So my dad memory functioning very well. He does not forget things anymore. He does not repeat the things he already said. He also has this joint issue for many many years, decades, and people all know, you know, if you're getting old, you get those discomforts in your joints, the inflammation, all of that. And my dad had that for really decades since I remember things, but now it's pretty much gone. And he's very happy, really improved his life quality. My mom had tiredness issues, so low energy. And one thing stressed her out is her skin aging really fast in a fast speed. But it's showing a deterioration inside her body. And what happened is now her skin's wrinkle reduction is more than 90%. She looks 10 years younger. She's very happy about that. And my mom had a bad discomfort in her shoulder area, and that is gone. So I really don't worry about my parents' health these days. And it cleared my skin after 3 months. So those are the great results we were receiving. And it just got me curious, started digging deep into, because I'm really don't care about the science that much. But I got curious. I said, yeah, let me just, learn more about it. I just want to know what happened. I'm passionate about health, right? And
Mhm.
this naturopathic made an analogy in her educational webinar regarding redox and the ASEA product. Really clicked for me because she was saying, yeah, if we look into our health as a big house, those redox molecules, they're the labors to build this house. and they work with the building materials, which are the nutritions our cells need to be empowered, or those resources could be whatever the body is pulling, keeping it healthy and functioning, for example. But most of the cases are the labors are missing. And the world nowadays, we're very familiar with the building material part. We give ourselves great nutrition, which is what we need. But that's why nutrition could work differently for people in different age, different health condition, or you work out, but why you're still not healthy enough because your cells are actually not functioning at optimal level. And if they're not communicating, signaling properly, they're not picking up the resources, they're not utilizing the great things you do to your body to support them. But anyhow, yes, that was a very enlightening moment for me. I was like, whoa, you know what? I really didn't appreciate the science enough in the past. This thing
Mhm.
really does not sound like just something nice to have, but it is foundational, sounds like, for cellular communication, which is cellular health. And the healthy cells are pretty much healthy body. And around that time, the pandemic hit. So it just very naturally came to me, and I say, yes, I need to make this my business because I'm passionate about it. I've been looking for ways to add extra income into my household. I want to retire my mom. So I started a business partnering with a company back then. So it's been 3 years at this point for my business journey.
I loved how you explained all of that in such a easy to understand way because I think that a lot of us get sort of um, intimidated by
Right.
the science. And so, and, just to add another layer of that, we medical professionals, pharmacists, doctors, nurse practitioners, PAs, we all, have to take organic chemistry in order to get into like the basic level of the advanced education. And we learn about the redox reactions in organic, and then we'll learn about it again in a more advanced way. But I have to tell you, even learning about these reactions at that level, it is never talked about in the way that you just explained it. And that's what I love too about going to the ASEA website is the way that they are bringing this information forward and putting it into the context of healing
Mhm.
and that it is so foundational. So, redox just means that there's a transfer of electrons between two molecule species. That's what we call them, in the science world.
Mhm.
And so, if you think about what that means, like you said, it is the foundation of life. If we don't have electron transfer, life isn't happening. And so it's again, it's so simple, it's so elegant, but the impacts are so wide and broad and important. So, yeah, yeah.
I love you bring that side up, the scientific part, and that's what's daunting actually for me. Because, and I'm glad I came from a background that is not medical or scientific, because I was just allaying the unfold the process, my journey, how I wrap my brain around it, and that's exactly also in the beginning. I was like, okay, don't care about the science. I don't think I could understand it, but finally just try to sort it out. And I explain it the way a common person would explain it. And I say, yeah, it's actually very simple and elegant the idea. That's what I'm happy about. Okay, I can share my part so more people can actually understand it better. And it has profound impacts into people's life once people understand, oh, it all comes down to the basic building blocks of our lives, which are our cells. Yes, so I'm glad I'm able to do that.
Yeah, and, like, you brought forward some of your personal testimonial, your experience, and your family's, um, and there are if, any of you out there are curious, It's ACEA, correct?
A
ASEA?
ASEA. Mm-hmm.
ASEA. I said C, didn't I? ASEA.
Okay. It's
Sorry.
I learned it's a Latin word and it means from the sea, because ocean has amazing healing power and it's nourishing. It's the origin of life. All of this great meaning, and nobody ever so far I met get it right away in the first time. So, enjoy our first time learning about it. I was in Asia, right? And it turned out okay, it's a CF. It's a Latin word and has profound meaning behind it.
And well, what I was going to say too is that, like you said earlier, it doesn't cure any particular thing, but it supports our entire foundational being and function. So if you read these testimonials, you'll hear people talk about what has been resolved for them, but that's just because that's how inflammation and imbalance was manifesting
Right.
in their body. And
Yeah.
so I think everyone's experience, while probably profound, is a little bit different. But I think that's amazing too. It just sort of, to me, like illustrates our bio individuality.
Yeah.
And, but also I think, again, like the large potential for really maintaining health, which is wealth, our wellness,
Hmm.
because I think if we don't have our wellness, our health, then what do we have? I think most of us that are struggling with something health wise, we're just trying to get through every day one step at a time,
Hmm.
instead of maybe being really able to like live life to the fullest. So if we think about like what does it mean for us to be healthy or feel well, I think a lot of us think about, oh, all the things that we could do and living that life to the fullest, or living the best life, as as the saying goes.
Yeah.
But I think that's just like coming back to like just feeling good and knowing that we're supporting our body with all of the support that it needs, the cellular function, and like you said, nutrition, absolutely.
Hmm.
And nutrition supplies these components that help support the cellular function. And the
Absolutely.
SIA, I think, comes in and just gives it that extra support and
Mhm.
like sort of brings it all together, I think. Sort of like
Yeah.
builds the bridges is how I see it.
Yeah, 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 to restore that communication. Because what happened is that imagine your cell phone bar is reduced from full bar back to 1 or 0. That's when the signaling is weak. And there's traffic going on, or fire department is not hearing your fire. Where's the location? How to rescue? Cannot even go there. Is because your cells are not relaying the messages. They're not talking to each other. But once the cellular communication is restored, now everybody's hearing each other, and then they will be like, yes, okay, here's a fire, okay, here's this thing does not belong to here, and your body started regulating and adjust itself, which it has the capacity to do, and we were impairing the function of it, living through our day-to-day life. But now it just really, when we find this key, that's how I really was feeling. I bump into this and just say, oh my God, I discovered, I couldn't believe what I found. And it actually really is the answer for my family's health. And I believe, of course, one thing never spoke to everybody, but the reason why I'm really made it my business, that's a full commitment, to be honest, for me, is really because I realize this is the basic function in our body.
Mhm.
That's how the cells function, and I believe it's important enough message to tell the world, because at least everybody is made from cells. And
Yeah.
it has to work on every cell, then it has to work on you, but it's people's their own decision making, if they want it to be open, or if this thing speaks to them, if they see the values. But for me, I just believe this really just worth everybody's time, at least to learn about it, and it will be really transformational, for certain families if they need it. Yeah.
Mhm. Have you noticed, I feel like we're in the age of supplementation, like,
Oh yeah.
because I mean, so much of our food system, even if we're eating the cleanest possible vegetables and fruits and, all the things, it's still our soils are depleted and there's still, chemicals that we don't want there leaking
Mhm,
into the places, all the things. Um, do you find that when people are on the ASEA or using it daily that they're able to sort of let go of those other supplements, or is it
mhm.
sort of part of a bigger picture? Like it's another piece to the puzzle?
I'm happy to see people can cut some of the cost they spend on supplement,
Mhm.
and it really comes through real experiences and also just from a really making sense standpoint. I just make it very simple. My word, obviously English is still my second language. Very practical side is once we understand this is how the body function and the reason why we supplement our body with different nutritions or okay zinc or this for energy and this for antioxidant is because our body is reducing those functions over time. But once the body started functioning at its best, your cells are functioning at the optimal level, you will find yourself are feeling better and better. And that means you don't need to supplement your some specific aspects of your health with certain supplements.
Mhm.
For example, and it affects every cell, to be honest, in our body. Once your cells are talking to each other, it's not okay, this is a magic pill. It is again how your body function. So for example, once uh, let's just talk about antioxidant, and people always maybe drink blueberry juice or certain supplement has blueberry content in there to want to for the antioxidant benefit. But um, our redox molecules can really raise your glutathione level in our body up to more than 800%. And that is a master antioxidant in our own body. And just
Mhm.
a very silly way to make the analogy, if you want to eat blueberry to achieve that effect, you probably really need to eat millions of blueberries to have that much of the antioxidant benefit. So this is just one example. That's what I'm saying is that when your cells are really doing its job, you will find, oh, yes, my body is really amazing. And I agree with you, Dr. Lara, is the environmental toxicity and our lifestyle these days. It's exactly what my family been through. I used to
Mhm.
think, oh yeah, I was in my 20s, exercise every day. I'm a vegan. I'm good. I don't need a supplement. But then I realized, okay, you really are. We're damaging ourselves, our body more these days. And then I realized we needed that extra support, extra pickup. And I'm so glad I found it. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Tell us where everyone can find you and, if they want to learn more about the ASEA, how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. Yes. And I believe Dr. Lara will put all the information in the show notes. My
Yes.
website is anqi.myasea it's live.com. And people are welcome to send me an email. I would love to get in touch with you guys. And my email is asunasea@gmail.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and your wisdom and your story. And, this is to me such an exciting technology. And so I encourage all of you to at least check it out and do, your own due diligence and research and see if it's something that you resonate with. And maybe if it does, then try it out because you never know, what goodness can come out of it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Lara, for having me today.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you.
listening, everyone.